Yo, what is going on? Let me know how the music is before I continue. Good morning, Eric, Garden Trader, Eric, I said it again, Justin, Alexis, King Carnage, E, Mel, Caleb, Maddie, D-Touch, Wacko. Good morning, Ace, Hidden Land, SF, Aloha, Sandollar, Chris, David Q, John. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to each and every one of you. Whew. Memeing, music's fine. Alright, cool. We have a slightly higher open. I don't really see anything significant enough to want to grab this as a fib, but remember, we did close down here. We're opening up here. So that is a decent, significant sign at open that they're trying to retake the last 10 minutes of the previous day, but just a good sign that we're starting over the previous day high, which is a really simple game plan. You either come down and you hold this or you don't. So, pretty simple. Looking for control of that area from the open. But good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Let me know how your weekend was. Extend this a little bit. Which we don't really care about the net change. Or the mark, to be honest. I guess leave it there. Good morning, Dividend Bull. Good to see you again. Good morning, everyone. Hit that like button. Good morning to you, Jeff, as well. Appreciate you pushing that message. Hopefully, no, seriously though, I hope you guys had a good weekend. It felt like a short weekend, I won't lie. Like, it felt like it just started, and blink of an eye, it's over. But yeah, definitely be sure to leave a like. It helps out the streams a lot. Also, make sure if you are someone who is new around here to check out the weekly watch list. I post that on YouTube for members and Discord for members every single Sunday. This is our 9th one in a row now. Before that, I was doing kind of like a weekly watch list on a video, but I didn't like it as much. I feel like this is something better. People can keep it, go over it week after week, instead of watching a video every time. And then before that, we had like a bot, and I was one of the first people on this bot. I was the first person on this bot, actually. It was a friend who had done it, and they're doing amazing now. But that same bot, and I'm not naming names, it's just business. But that bot, though, is in hundreds of servers, you know, and that's really what made me push away from it. It wasn't because of the bot or anything it was doing. It's just there's literally tens of thousands of traders that have access to that same information. And it's a weird reality, because like you're in this like market where you think everyone's doing everything on their own, and then you look around and you're like, wow, everyone's kind of doing the same thing, you know. So it almost makes you want to go against the grain a little bit, you know. So really, guys, what I'm saying is stick to your guns, find a strat, stick to your guns. I don't care if it's mine. I don't care if it's something you find on your own. I don't care if it's something you find out in Narnia. I don't care. I don't care if Mr. Tumnus gave it to you himself. Okay, what I care about is that you have a system in place and you have structure and stability. That's all that matters. Doesn't really matter what your strategy is. Every strategy technically works. It's just literally about sticking to one, not jumping around from strat to strat to strat. No, it's about optimizing the one you're in and disciplining yourself to trade it enough to become better with it. And holy crap, CLF, what are you doing? You weren't supposed to do this yet. Whew. That one's rallying like crazy. I'm just looking at some bigger time frames real quick. You guys know me. Really just love the daily. Like to see where everything is. You got a gap down on Apple on the daily. Got a gap down on Microsoft. Gap up on Nvidia. Gap up on Amazon. Looks like a sideways open on Tesla, but they're trying to push that previous day high. Same for Google. Same for Meta. Okay, so you got a couple that are gapped up. Got a couple that are gapped down. Relatively though, everything looks they're pointing up a little bit more still. Good morning, Maxon. Always good to see your name, man. I think I saw you get again on Friday or Thursday, and I liked it. Good stuff. Good morning, John. Good morning, John G. Mr. Tumnus. Yes, dude, I noticed that. It was weird, but it may be good to keep to the side and use it against them. Oh no, yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna totally do that. We're just. I mean, and again, it's nothing against the people who made it. I was literally the first person on that bot. So I'm not talking shit. Like, I have nothing against the people who are posting, the info that is posted. I have no problem with people who are buying the info that's posted. It has nothing to do with any party, any side of the party or anything like that. God, I sounded country as hell there. Um, but it kind of like irks me that like if everyone's looking at the same thing, like my guys in my chat are not getting good information. So instead of having a bot post where I was going with that story before I randomly cut myself off, is now I'm gonna start. Well, I've already been doing it, as you guys can tell, but making our own stuff. You know, every weekly watch list is mine. Every daily watch list is mine. Every whatever. You know, it's unique. It's to the system. It's to the server. You know, so if that's the kind of info you want, join our server, stick to it, and or better yet, do it yourself. You know, stick to the routine. I always cover how you guys don't need anything here. You know, you could literally do it yourself. Start with the routine. Get your levels. How do you get your levels? Work on that. Maintenance the levels. What does that involve? What does that entail? Get really good at that. Then you can start getting into mental reps, because now you finally have things you could put around your chart. You start to trade them. So on and so on. You got to get that before, where you plan it. The during the live trade or the mental rep, whatever part of your step you're at. Don't rush yourself. To the after effect. Looking afterwards, reviewing, okay, what did I do and what could I have done? You know, trying not to unrealistically look at the chart, you know, trying to look at it in a realistic manner. Okay, this is something I would actually do, or this is something I would actually do. Yo, happy Monday, Zeke. Good to see you, man. Gap Up on Netflix. Great call out, Dividend Bull. Yeah, I kind of stopped before I kept going, huh? Nice move on Netflix, though. They're like, nah, we do want 500. We were just kidding. Costco still hasn't stopped. That one's just going to keep running. This is an inside bar on John Deere, which I don't recommend day trading this. I'm more or less drawing this for, excuse me, I think I'm getting sick too. But looking past 387.80s on the daily time frame, if we just get a nice close above that, could get a good swing trade into 395, or even vice versa over 395 towards 400. But we'll see. The risk to reward kind of decays the higher that closes. Low holding the 50% of the gap up. Could call out Dividend Bull again. Alright, let's go back down to the 5-minute. Actually, real quick, before we do this, let's look at the daily one more time, because everybody needs to look at this for just a second. So, guys, these are the same zones we've been going over for months. Sorry, I was seeing where my dog was. We pushed up. Really nice move so far. Hit this high at 473.73. So the thing that buyers are really looking at today are, can we hold above that? And if so, are we just going to go to fill that? Or are we just going to go hit the previous day open, the previous day high? Or are we trying to break past that as well? So you have a couple things to look for before reaching the all-time high zone. This is the all-time high level in the daily time frame. This is the supply of that all-time high. If you get any kind of breakdown, it's going to happen under previous day high. Secondary level to watch out for is the previous day open and close. Again, those are the exact same level. And then you have the previous day low, which this is actually wrong. This is not what your candle should look like on the daily. This is not your low of day. Oh, they fixed it, guys. Did y'all notice? Holy crap, they fixed it. 468.80s. Oh, hey, yeah, they fixed it. They had to have, because it was 467 something last week. And then we went to the smaller time frames, like, wait, we never went to that level. They fixed the glitch. Here, I have the glitch on TOS chart. Yeah, look, this was the level. 468.80. Oh, no. Wow, they erased it. This wasn't the level, it was different. Wow, they must have fixed it and then, like, adjusted our chart. That's messed up. They didn't want to look wrong. There was a glitch last week, for anybody who doesn't know, where it was showing the wrong low of day on the daily time frame. And then you go down to the 5-minute and the chart was like not even close to hitting that level that it was showing. So the numbers were off and the daily candle was wrong for a good chunk of Friday. Good morning, Chuck. Always glad to see you. Dividend said, never mind. I hate that. You're like looking for something to hold and like the next second's like, oh, never mind. I cancel that order. Alright, we're breaking a new high of day and holding it. That's a good sign from the open. You just want to see any kind of bullish signal at the open, because this will trigger, hey, we're still here. This isn't just a higher open. We're going to continue off this. So we'll see if you get a better retest maybe right here at the open. See if you get a drop down to 470s, base it out a little bit, and then continue higher. But as for right now, they are holding over the previous day high very well. They're stuck under the 2-day ago close, which is at 472. You have the 2-day ago supply, which we've never really invalidated yet, between 473, 473.70s. So you're really looking for either one, a continued hold of this. A breakout over this also gives you kind of a good secondary trigger of like, hey, we want to go test this. If you break down this, it's okay. If you break down this, it's okay. What you don't want to see break, and this is what bears want to see break, is 468s. Because that would be a true break of structure. We're really holding the gains from when we gapped up initially. This is from that first rally day. Then we gapped up. Then we had this nice rejection of the high from the gap up. Came back down. Really finished right back in a really good part of the range. I mean, they were up very well from not just down here, but also here. And then you can see the Friday price action. We gapped down. Continued to hold this area. Made a nice move up. I mean, it's really just a normal range trading day. There wasn't really anything that day to push anything out of range, especially with the market digesting news this day and this day. So really kind of taking away from the momentum of that day that rallied us up here. A little bit of extra gains, still holding them. Drop down, holding the normal range, came back down. We're still holding some of those gains. Gapped up today. So this week is really about seeing, do we continue off of these gains we've been seeing, or is this actually when they start to range? If you check out last week's watch list, I said last week, do not expect ranging, expect movement, and then we ended up rallying like crazy. This could be a week that I'm kind of 50-50 on. This could be a week that ends up kind of just consolidating beginning of the week because we have a light news day today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, but not as light as today. Today is very light. Today's news is almost non-existent. We have housing and then bond auctions that don't even matter, a 3-month and 6-month. And then tomorrow, you have you have about the same amount of news, but it's just not that important again. But the second half of this week is when things could really start ramping up. So I believe the first couple days, you're going to see ranging. You're going to see... Now, when I say ranging, guys, I'm not saying between here and here, between this single candle. I'm not saying like that. No, it's probably going to be between a large range. You'll probably still find a great opportunity for both buyers and sellers if you just be patient. Finding higher lows for some base builds, finding some lower highs for some lead tests, something like that. Don't go for just random breakouts. We're in a range. But I'd like to add that the first couple of days could just be to do that, and then the second half of the week we could see some insane movement. But from a normal logical price action standpoint as well, that also makes sense. Getting a little bit of consolidation, and then we finally get a move. So whether we get movement or not today and tomorrow, I don't care, because I know that this week is setting us up for something better after we literally just came off of a continued rally, which a lot of people thought were impossible. So you got to remember, it was only a couple weeks ago that everyone was saying that we were going to continue falling through the floor. Any of these highs could have been rejections. And it's been 4 or 5 times now that big bears, I'm talking about big money, not just retail traders like you and me. 4 or 5 times now, big bears have gotten caught trying to average down, trying to buy the high again, and then we just keep ripping up higher. So a lot of money has been lost on the way up, meaning it could continue up. We could go hit all-time highs before the end of the year. And I'm not saying you should expect this. I would expect this towards the beginning of next year if we are still holding really above this area. I've been telling you guys for the past couple months, and that's kind of why I've left this highlighted, is that we really could come all the way back down to where those candles are, where we had our really big breakdown before, made our lower high, continued lower, made a lower high, continued lower. This is where we invalidated, built a lot of base. This is where a lot of people got annoyed about trading, and this is where we just rallied from. So if we're going to continue rallying, it's going to be through all-time highs. If we're going to pull back and try to hold something to prove that we want to move higher in the future, it's going to be this area. It's going to either be this area or a higher low or double bottom of this area, where we built consolidation to invalidate, hey, this used to be bearish. Now it's not. So there's a lot going on here. And sorry for my long breakdown, but I saw the market's not really doing anything, so I thought it'd be a perfect time to cover it. But that is what the market is doing on the bigger time frames. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You can see every time I approach the chart, I'm going over both what a bull would like to see from this and a bear would like to see from this. Even if it involves, hey, this probably needs to go do something first, make a high, make a lower high, then I can look for some selling pressure. You know, even if it involves that, who cares? You need to be looking for these things for both bull and bear, not just one or the other. You can go long and you can short while being non-biased. Try it out. Yeah, you're like, why'd I open my mail? Snap on the move again. Check it out here in a second. How you doing, Sand Dollar? How you doing, Zeke? How you doing, Chuck? On Friday, I took a large loss because I tried to market sell, but I set a limit order. Had no idea until I came back to my broker and was down a lot on the position I thought I sold. You thought you just straight up, hit the mark. Because again, market order equals just get me out. It's not based on, quality of exit cost or entry cost. It's based on convenience of get me the hell out or get me the hell in. Market orders are just based off of speed. Get me in, get me out. So he probably thought, damn, I'm out. Probably peace of mind in your head. You're thinking I'm out because a market order is that instant, so that sucks. And then thinking he had a market order, or no, then it was a market order, so it was just open the whole time and didn't hit his trigger. That sucks. That actually sucks. I won't sugarcoat that one. And yeah, sorry for the long rant at the beginning of the stream, guys, but I like to get a lot of the energy out at the very beginning because I feel like this is when most people are in here and are paying attention. Plus, I really am serious about that, like before, during, after shit. I hope a lot of you guys think that way or look at the markets that way. You really should have like some sort of just, even if it's some bullshit little game plan, like who cares? Like have a plan for up and down. That's it. Have a plan for if it reaches this level, if it does this, if it does that. You really are being conditional. Like, if it does this, then that. And it's always that. Anything outside of that little conditional format, you're making shit up. There's too much noise. There's something going on. By the way, energy is up over 2% today. It looks like energy is coming back to life a little bit. I just saw that. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the breakdown. Let me see if y'all have any updates or if y'all have anything for me. Anybody do anything this weekend? How was y'all's morning? Anything about anything, really? It's okay to be off topic right now. Zeke, good call out in the Discord. He said 10-minute inside bar on SPY so far. SPY 472 call. Holy Daffy. So just for some context, so we had our daily game plan, we had our chart, stream link, all that good stuff. Daffy was in. I keep wanting to say you were in Oxy because I see this. I'm like, Daffy was in, and then I want to read that. But he ended up getting into these calls on stream and in the Discord. And then he also took some Chevron. Let's see here. Actually, I think he cut that Chevron. Yeah, and then here it is. I was trying to find this. So he was in Spy last week, and he was saying you can take profit or risk it. I honestly was like, man, I would just TP that, or at least sell most of those. He then zooms in, and he has all 6 still on Monday. He's up another, couple, or not a couple percent. He's up a lot more percent, 24% more. But still, really nice to see. I just thought that was funny. It's like, oh, he at least trimmed, right? Daffy's like, no, I'm holding all 6. This is definitely going up. Yep, energy up over 2% today. Good morning, Mr. Shadow. Glad to see you. Maxon said, took a birthday trip this weekend to Colorado, and it was amazing. Man, I'm happy to hear that. Good for you. How far away are you from Colorado? Or where are you normally? I'm just... But happy birthday, man. Happy late birthday, I should say, Maxon. But I'm very happy to hear you got to have a little trip for yourself. Guys, I think Spy is frozen. Guys, I think Zeke is right. This is what I said, though. I said today and tomorrow really are light news. Like, there really isn't much today or tomorrow that's going to really scare anybody. Or pump anybody up. But we are still bullish until proven otherwise. So that's the mindset you should be in. My dog's like, now I gotta go out. Let's see. Had dental surgery this weekend. Damn. That shit's expensive. Hopefully it wasn't painful as well, but I know that pocket's hurting. Glad to hear that, though, Dividend. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Hopefully everything went right. Action said, if you ever been to... Oh, Vale. I was like, what the hell is he saying? Been to Vale, you should go sometime. Crazy views. Damn, that's awesome. I don't know if I've been there, and I'll be honest with you. I've been in Colorado a few times on my own with a couple friends, all that kind of stuff. And I think both times I went to Aurora. I think we were in Aurora both times. But either way, we traveled all around. It was pretty wild seeing just everything. It is definitely beautiful there. Oh, David Q got to go to the Texans and Titans game. He got to see my boys hold it down. Good stuff, David. I'm hyped that if I wasn't there, that you were there to represent. I'm very happy. Good stuff. Risking the top, Mel said. Be careful, Mel. You are in open range with bullish control. We do have a bit of a slowdown happening here, though, regardless if bulls are in control or not. I'll give you that. And I know that because we have this candle. You end up getting almost an inside of that candle doji. It's almost a doji. It's like a hammer, a bearish hammer. But we're up, so it's really not breaking anything. Like short term on the 1 minute, a lot of traders are going to be looking at this level. Because if you go to the 1 minute, this is where we opened, and this is where we retested and held. So anybody who's anybody is watching this level for shorts, and they're looking to see, does this lower high remain, or does this pop soon? That's what everybody's looking at right now. Well, anybody who knows what they're supposed to be looking at is looking at this right now. Good job, Zeke. Also reconfirming the 10-minute inside bar. Good to see you also do that. I love to do that too, Zeke. It's just good for storytelling for yourself. Because then it's like, all right, it was. And then what if it fails the next time? You could be like, all right, well, that's not anything. You could just remind yourself or invalidate the potential of the inside bar, outside bar. So good job doing that. It's just good to remind yourself that you need to call out your invalidations to yourself. If you don't do it in chat, that's cool, but it's a really good practice. I love that I saw you do that. Normally in Southwest Florida? Okay, yeah, so you're like me. Huge change of difference. Huge difference. Last time I was in Aurora was a couple years back. I had been planning to go see the Batman movie. Glad we changed plan. Okay. Is that joke still too early? Does that joke ever have like an expiration date or what? That was a horrible. Market makers are on holiday. It's not a joke. Oh, you weren't joking. You actually were legit. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't either. That's pretty crazy. I was straight up gonna go. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't. That is pretty effing wild. Made it back at 5 this morning, but dude, it was so awesome. There were so many Texans fans there. We had a blast. Hell yes. Awesome to hear, David. Yeah, we squeaked out that win with our, what did my friend call it? Eco round. With all of our players out. That was pretty cool. Yeah, Chris, I'm glad you did not go. That's pretty wild of a story. All right, are we going to get the break of 470.99 or the break of 471.40s? You do have a potential double top here, but you also have a double bottom. So it's kind of hard to sit here and be like, yeah, go bearish early. No, you're still holding that support until proven otherwise. Watch for 470.90s to break for a potential flush. As long as that holds, buyers should pop off. Pretty much beat them with our practice squad. King Carnage might be here. If King Carnage is here, he's probably not liking this conversation. I only know that he's a Titans fan because he's very adamant about it on his Twitter, and he's actually hilarious. If you ever want to follow somebody who's hilarious on Twitter, King Carnage is the person you go to. If you like joking about football. King Carnage has a pretty hilarious Twitter feed. I think the other day he was like, feeding Derrick Henry does nothing, or whatever it was. I'm not going to read his actual tweet word for word, but I'm pretty sure it's along those lines. That was pretty funny. Well, I'm glad to hear everybody had a decent weekend. If anybody else wants to share what they did for their weekend, please feel free to. As we watch Spy give us this exciting open. Yes, that is, again, 28 minutes into the open, and we have range traded between 470.99 and 471.40s. Pretty much 40 cents. Pretty crazy. Like I said, though, long as that level holds, that should be a buyer area. If you see it break, that potentially gives bears an open door. And yes, it's on the 1 minute. I'm leaving it on the 1 minute until we see a break, then we can switch to the 5. I don't really feel like looking at my bug-eyed chart today. It's like four charts. I just wanna look at one. Want to keep it simple on the first couple days of the week because I know that it's not really going to be anything crazy. It looks like Netflix kept moving. CLF still kind of in the same area. Energy's in the same area. I'd like to point out the only red sector right now is Tech. Pure Blood Tech, XLK. As the only red sector right now. Cost has no chill. Yeah, Cost literally has no chill. I was looking at that too. They're a little bit insane. I genuinely believe right now what you're seeing too is a psychological rally, which is pretty normal when stocks break new all-time highs. And I think it's going to go to whatever the next flat number is. So in this case, probably 700. Also, you have that mixed crowd saying, oh, well, it can't possibly go up higher. It has to come down. And then it ends up never coming down. This has happened a lot. You guys saw it on NVIDIA. You saw it on SPY the past couple weeks. And it's probably happening on Costco right now, where people are probably just going short just because the chart keeps moving higher. It's like, dude, what? Why don't you wait for something? Have parameters set before switching before switching from a bull to a bear on any rallying stock. You should have parameters set. Oh, I needed to make a high, and then I needed to make a double top or a lower high, and then from there you can catch a really good potential breakdown. But at least you have to wait for something to pop up. You don't just say, "Oh, it's bearish." And look at that, guys! Wow, nobody here should be surprised that this is happening. We never once lost today's open. I saw a couple people switch short, so that's why I'm kind of covering this, but never broke today's open. Oh my god, are they going to go to 472? With tech sector still weak, I'd like to add tech sector still weak, and we're doing this move. So very nice push so far. Leland, what's up, man? He said, oh, he didn't say anything. Member for 8 months, loyal supporter. Thank you, Leland. Land of the Lee. He is the official owner of Land of the Lee. Oh yeah, Leland, how are you feeling, by the way? I hit you up the other day, but I didn't bother you again yet. I was kind of waiting to see if you were alive. Alright, and I don't do promotions or stuff like that, but this is something I'm actually going to be a part of, so check this out, guys. Alright, so I've been instructed that if you use code Bueller, you'll get $5 off. I have no clue how much this costs. I honestly didn't even know it was a paid thing. Let's see here. Where am I looking? No, we're not looking at Banana Man. Where's my boy's page? I don't know why it doesn't just pop up. There we go. So here's Champion Vibe. This is the special guest we had a couple weeks ago. You guys remember him. But we're going to be doing a big event. Wait, where's the tweet? I want the tweet. Okay, so here's the announcement. Me, Ace, and Champion Vibe are all going to be on the same... I don't know where that tweet is. Whatever. We'll just move up. But this is the tweet you can go to. It's just pinned to his page. If you want to go here and sign up, you can. I'm going to also try to just get like a recorded version of this or something. Or at least my part or something like that. So you guys can... so the members can have it. I'm not going to make that a public thing. So I'll ask him for that as well and see if I can get something like that done. But that's this Saturday between 1 to 4. I think I have like a 40-minute part in this. I haven't... It's not recorded. It's all... I mean, it will be recorded, but I'm saying it's not pre-recorded. So I'll be there for about 40 minutes covering just various things. And then, yeah, and you could also check Ace, and you could check my boy Champion. They're both going to be here as well. But if you guys are interested in that, you can just go to his page, click that, and apparently if you use code Bueller with a capital B, Bueller, you'll get $5 off. I don't think he'll have a problem with that, though. He'll probably just instantly be like, yeah, that's fine. Why can't I see this tweet? I don't understand. I'm trying to find it now. I wanted to show you all this. Oh, here it is. I don't know why this isn't popping up on my feed. He's got us as like the LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, which this wasn't even the first super team technically, but I'll count it. I'll count it. I think he's doing a thing where his members can use Champ, his can use Ace, and I think mine can use Bueller, and then they'll get $5 off if they join it. So I think there are more than 100 spots. I'm not sure. But guys, we have nothing but bulls taking up higher, moving higher, holding a higher low. Let's go over to the 5-minute though, so we can see a little bit easier. And you can see there is no higher low. It's just a push so far, which makes sense. There's less candles, more information pushed together. Right before Xmas, yes sir. Right before Xmas. I honestly wasn't gonna do any speaker events. You guys know me. I hate that kind of stuff, but it's because it's champion vibe. I'll be dead honest. And Ace the Kid, like, it's people who I can mess with. It's people who are pretty mature, which is funny because like there's a lot of older individuals who I would never do work with because of how immature they are. And then here these guys are younger than most of these people, and I feel trusted around them because again they're mature. They're not really looking to like. They're not going to charge like $1 billion for a course. They're not going to come out, make a chat, and charge people $600 a month. Like, they're not going to do that kind of thing. These aren't these kind of people. Also, they kind of go over similar stuff to me, and maybe even more in depth in some spaces, and maybe I go in depth in some other areas than they do. You know, it's give or take in both areas, but it's really nice because you're talking to people who are all about price action, price history, and people who have actually learned from my course. Now, maybe not Champion, he's kind of on his own. But Ace did learn from the course, and Ace kind of went off in his own direction. So it's easy to talk to people, and you guys already heard from Champion. Like, it's nice to talk to people who are looking at things the way you like to look at things. You know, price action, price history, just looking at simple stuff, keeping it simple. Oh, if it does this, I'm in this. Oh, if it does that, oh, that's my invalidation, I'm out. You know, just keeping it as simple as that. Going off of powerful information, price action, candlesticks, all that good stuff. And that's another thing. Like, we're one of the few groups who go over candlesticks the correct way. You'll see too many people just call out every single candle. You know, they'll be like, oh, this is a candle, that's a candle, that's a candle pattern, that's a candle pattern. None of these matter. What matters is positioning. So if I know I'm up against the previous day high, and let's say we didn't open above this. Let's say we opened under it. And or worse, you know, we did open over it, and we ended up cracking down here, right? If you end up finding a pattern here, right, like a dark cloud cover, a bearish engulfing, literally anything, a crow pattern, anything right here. I mean, I'd prefer to see a dark cloud cover, but anything else you see here, great. Inverted hammer, something, right? That's going to be a lot more powerful than if we just opened, built sideways, and then randomly in the middle of this range, they're like, oh, here's a bullish engulfing, or here's like a, I don't know, literally any pattern you could put there. It's just not that powerful because it doesn't have positioning. The positioning is what gives that candle a lot more power. It's not the candle on its own. And that's what most people get wrong when they're, whoops, I did not mean to delete that. Re-add that and re-add that. But most people just go over candlestick patterns in that fashion. They'll name every single candle, like every single candle has to be a pattern. Like, yeah, it might be, but that doesn't mean it's anything, right? You need to have positioning. So it's like, oh, this is holding up. Whatever happens after this 50-50 candle, I need to go with. Oh, red candle. Okay, well, negative print. We need to look to break this base. Like, there's always like, oh, okay, this is bearish, but I need to do this next. I'm bearish, but this needs to do this next. I'm bullish, this needs to do this next. I'm bullish, but it needs to do this over this because of this. Blah, blah, blah. Like, giving yourself reasoning to trust it. Giving yourself logical information to stick to, right? And then let's say some random stuff goes on in the market later on that day, and it's just huge movement or worse, no movement, and how do you react to that? Stick to your plan. What did you say you were going to cut out? What did you say you were going to stop out at? What did you say you were going to do when you did this? Go back to the before you that was talking. If you're going to sit there and talk about new ideas during your trade, that's probably extra variables that are going to cause you to lose or make a mistake that's going to piss you off, which that would be probably more annoying. They are real people. Exactly. Triple Q's pushing to Friday's high. Could call out Zeke. We did see some weakness in tech, but it looks like they are picking it back up a little bit, which is a good sign. And here's that Triple Q chart, guys. Sorry, I've been so late to click on that. But that's what that looks like today. They're right inside that previous day high supply. I'm like hiccuping now. SPX is on fire. Apple is down and it's rejecting the next level, 195.10. Keep an eye on that. If they can pop over 195.10, the king of the market could possibly recover a little bit more. Now, I would also like to add, if you go to their bigger time frame chart that I've been going over for a while, I would also like to add they didn't really pop the all-time high supply. They just hit it, made a new all-time high, rejected it. We now have an evening star bearish kicker popping up after a 50-50 long-legged small body candle. So slowdown has been confirmed on the king of the market, Apple. Have we gotten a bearish breakdown, though? Can anybody answer me that question? Let's see who's been paying attention. Are we bearish on Apple? Or are we in a slowdown? Are we bullish? What are we? What are we on this? Based on just storytelling, based on the price action, we went up, we hit resistance, we have a slowdown, we have a couple bearish candles, but are we bearish yet? Who can help me out with that? Tesla high of day at 258.24. Good call out, Chuck. Y'all can keep updating. I'm going to keep going over stuff. All right, I like this. We got a couple different answers here. So SF said slow down but not bearish. Dividend Bull said no break of structure, so not bearish. Alexis said we are still bullish till we break structure. You are all right in a sense, yes. It is a slowdown. I don't know if I'd be going around and buying every dip on this until you see another piece of buying pressure, Alexis. Like this is slowed down, so you shouldn't be bearish or bullish on this right now. Yes, it is in a bullish trend, but it's hit an all-time high supply. This is the part of the chart where it could make a very nice breakdown. So this isn't the part of the chart that you want to be a hero. This is the part of the chart where you want to be patient, you want to be a sniper, you want to be an assassin, really. You want to be quiet, you want to be patient, you want to be kind of behind the scenes. You don't want to be focused on making too much noise, any of that stuff. And that's exactly what you need to do on the chart, right? So don't just randomly start buying or randomly start selling. You are all correct. We are not bearish yet. We have slowed down. We have a significant slowdown, I'll give it that. But we don't have any kind of break of structure. You don't have any reversal here to give you a second piece of information that says, yeah, this slowdown is bearish. So if we were to come back up and do the same thing again, then you could take your short setup because you have something to go off of. This is just merely a reaction of a major supply. That is it. We don't have any actual follow through. We don't have any actual extra confirmation on top of that. We have nothing validating that. We just have a slowdown. Great call out by all of you so far. But yes, that's exactly how you should be looking at that. But I wanted to add that just so everybody knows, and this is something you need to be doing on your own. Going over the bigger time frame charts every single week and going, you know what? This looks really good as long as it holds this. It can do this. Cover areas where it's bullish and bearish. Cover that. Break it down. Then when you're on the smaller time frames, you'll have a lot easier of a time breaking that down because you understand on the bigger time frame side of things, well, it should be doing this. It'll most likely do this. And then you could focus on those simple levels. The previous day open, previous day close, previous day high, previous day low. That's it. Give yourself some good short-term confirmation levels. I really want to go back to the 1 minute because I want to see that if it's holding this perfectly or not. But it looks like they are. I also didn't draw that well. We have over 80 people in here. Over 130 people have clicked on today's stream. Be sure to click the like button on the stream if you've enjoyed any of the breakdowns, any of the explanations. The fact that I won't stop talking at the speed of light. You should see my typing. It's not fast, it's just loud. Meant to make you think it's fast. But I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed some of the videos on the YouTube channel. I have not been able, and I do apologize to all members that I have not made a video in about 11 days, but that is because I've literally been making videos for the course, and it kind of drains it out of me, and I don't want to just post a shitty video for you guys, but I did post the weekly watch list as usual, so you still have that stuff. But I'm going to probably be on pause for making new videos until the course is out, because I just don't want to apply any energy elsewhere. We're streaming. I'm in Discord every day, calling out, going over things with people, answering DMs, weekly watch list, all that stuff. So it's a lot. But definitely happy to get that course out ASAP. I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy it. There's a lot of videos that I think some of you have seen, or there's going to be a variation of a video you think you've seen, and then we end up going over a different topic within that video. So I'm really going for some light bulb moments on the second course. It won't be the longest course, but it is going to be a course that opens your eyes to more. If you are someone, again, who is a little bit more seasoned and has been going over the BB stuff. We're not covering baby step shit. If you want baby step stuff, go to BB course number 1. Highly recommend it. I'll be looking for the break and recess of 188.80s to start getting various short term. Appreciate you. No problem, Alexis. Hope you're driving around safe today, man. And at the beginning of the year, I really want to get that podcast going. I'm tired of talking about it. I want to get it going next year. But we'll get that done after I'm done with my different seminars and the second course release and all that good stuff. After all that's done, we will go over it. CLF back to almost 9%. I see K is still red. Energy is under 2% now. They were a lot higher than that. Comms, looks like they moved a little bit more. They were barely over 1%. They're now 1%, almost a quarter. Podcast. Yeah, I can't wait for the podcast, honestly, because it's not about me. The podcast is going to be about everyone else, and I love that. I love that it's going to be me just kind of talking to whoever. One week we'll talk to this person, the next week we'll talk to this person. What's up, Bueller? I'm back, hoping to learn and flip around my losing streak. What's up, Wacko? First thing I'll tell you, Aaron, is that I'm not going to sit here and go over step 1 with you. If you want to get back into this stuff, you need to go over workshop 11, staircase method. You need to focus on the basics, get back into the things very slowly, get some mental reps, and then we can talk about, getting back into the real account and stuff. But get some mental reps down, understand how to get the levels, how to trade the levels, how to navigate the levels. It's not just about trading them. And all that good stuff. And then you can just take that routine. Also, Apple just broke 195.30. Good looks. B podcast gonna be next Rogan. No, I don't want to be the next Rogan. That's for sure. What up, Aaron Harris? Hope you're well. I hope you're well as well, Aaron. Hope you're good. Regardless of your journey, man. Hope you make it out. And guys, what has SPY done? We had the higher open. We had the retest of today's open that got a failed breakthrough. They pushed through, made a new high of day. After the breakout of that new high of day, look what they just did. They just held it perfectly. Bulls are still in control. No. I might hit Google Chrome. There we go. Bueller doesn't do enough shrooms and DMT to be Joe Rogan. Triple Q looking good. 10-minute hammer on good volume. Good calls by everybody in here. That's what I'll be there for. Sherman's like, I got your back. Just had an inside bar on SPX on the 5-minute. Great call out by Fool. Might be getting one here on the... Actually, you do have one. You have an inside bar here on the 5-minute. An outside bar to inside bar. Triple Qs are still inside of that previous day high supply. That could cause a little bit of a slowdown. SPX also at the top of their next supply zone. That's from last week. Message retracted. I could read it in time. Sorry, Aaron. If you ever make like a spelling error, you guys don't have to delete. I see a couple of you do it. You'll like type a message where it's like typed wrong or like English is messed up. Like you guys don't have to delete it. You can just type the word you want to replace and then type the asterisk. I'm sure I can find which one you messed up. I always see people do that. Don't feel bad about it, guys. English is my primary language and I still mess it up. Got 15% on the Tesla call as it hit high of day. Great call out, Chuck. I remember you mentioning that early on in the stream as well. Which is good, because it's good that you're going over things and then you're trading it. You're not just, sitting here bouncing around 50 different charts. It's cool for me too, because I go over this many charts every day. But if you guys are trading only a couple things here and there, you shouldn't really be bouncing around too much. Try to focus. Good job though, Chuck. Good morning, Mr. Charlie. Womp, womp, womp. Oh, my bad. I'll do it, T-Touch. My bad. I kind of forget that shit sometimes. I don't even see him. Oh, wait, I'm blind. Where have I seen this profile pic before? Maybe I haven't. Maybe somebody else rocked it. No, wrong scroll bar, Discord. Chill out. There we go. Alright, we're looking good again. Oh, you too, Wacko. How much weight do you put on volume B? In the beginning? Pretty heavily, because I feel like it's a good, easy navigator for people. But, I mean, as you can tell, pretty much most of this year I haven't had volume on, so... I'll be honest with you, you don't need volume. Volume can be noise, to some extent. Really should just look at the breaks of things, the retests, the story of the chart. Like, if you just have, like, an open range breakout, like, that's great and all, it's bullish, but... it's weak, right? And you got to be able to understand that. It's not just like the types of moves you're getting. You need to understand like the gauge of things too. Then you can start to kind of aim for those better, juicier, more approachable setups, I should say. The ones that actually kind of give you that visual representation of like, hey, there's buying pressure here. If it doesn't push you in, essentially, shouldn't be touching it. But volume's great. I have nothing against volume. Anybody who trades volume, I love you. But personally, I just moved away from it. There's nothing wrong with it. I just personally moved away from it. I think it was mainly Leland's fault, though. So if you want to blame anyone, blame Leland. And that's because he's been trading SPX, which SPX chart doesn't have the volume on the bottom, like we like to see. So I think that's just made him adapt. And then over time, it started to made him realize, like, wow, this is clean.
I'll just keep it simple. And I think that kind of made me like open my eyes more, like, wow, I just want to keep it simple, because that really is like the true like epitome of everything we do here, the true epitome of our system. You know, everything basically bases itself off of being simple but effective. Everything. Think about what an emerging candle is. That's got to be like one of the most like easiest levels you could ever draw. And it's funny because like when I go over that stuff, like emerging candles in the TA routine, the technical analysis routine, people will think I'm high or crazy or like on something because I'm drawing these levels. Like when we go to the, let's do a different chart. Fuck it, we'll just do SPY. Like people really think I'm crazy when I go to the max daily and then I go over here and they're like, all right, what's he about to do? Because most people would be like, oh, this is a resistance because it was a high at this point and it was a support over here at 4. No, that's such bullshit. That doesn't mean anything. I can tell you what this means. An emerging candle, it's a break spot, you know, and that's the point. It's simple though, like how easy that is to just draw that and be like, oh, there's my level. Okay, that is one. And then seeing this and you're like, there's no way these levels are effective. Like, go look, go back test it yourself. But this is the point of the system though, keeping it simple. It's so easy to snap on and draw TA routine levels, and then I'm like, all right, what's going on here? Like I can instantly click over to see what I need to do or what needs to happen or what do I need to draw in the smaller time frames or what's next, you know? So it's I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's really easy to draw this stuff, and the epitome of everything we do here is keep it simple, stupid. You know, it really is. Simple yet effective. Patterns of positioning. You know, everybody can spot a pattern, but who can spot a pattern with good positioning? That is something that should either come to you or it doesn't, because if you can't tell there's an inverted hammer at supply, you either one, didn't chart it, or two, didn't tell the story of the chart to make it make sense to yourself over the past whatever amount of time. If you just look at the chart for a second, you're like, I don't get it. You're just not ever going to get it then if you don't want to try. For the most part, you can gauge the strength by the candle size. Huge hammer on the 5-minute. Like, you don't get a strong doji that's had small movement to either side. 100%. No, that's so right, though, Sherman. And you, Noxta, Jacko, Daffy, Leland, J-Bake, like a lot of my swing traders, a lot of my pattern traders, like a lot of those guys in chat, a lot of those guys understand those deeper conversations on it without having it, because it's like, it's weird. Like, I told you guys, talking about trading is very, very hard if you don't understand everything you're doing, right? And then you end up breaking something down, and then once you start to understand it, you yourself cannot just explain it how you learned it, but also maybe to a further extent. You might be able to break something down further than me or further than anyone else, and the next thing you know, that's your understanding moment. Like, that's what understanding means. When you can break something down to a further extent, like whenever somebody says, if you can't explain it to a child, you can't explain it to anybody. That's exactly what understanding means. You don't understand it if you can't break it down to the point of being able to tell a child how it works. So try doing that. I'm not joking you. That's the best form of memorization. If you guys are struggling with learning or memorizing something, try to remember the rules of it. Oh, a bullish kicker. What does a bullish kicker need to do? It doesn't just gap up. It opens entirely over the previous day's open and close, right? Especially if that previous day is a red day. We go down and then we have a day open entirely over that day's open and high. Guess what? That's a bullish kicker based off the rules of the candle. That's just the candle. Then you got to go, oh, okay, well, is it at support or did it leave from something? Is this off of some momentum that had happened before, like continuation? Something to give you any kind of direction. Like, okay, this is definitely trying to go up towards here. This is trying to break here, you know, going over it. But guys, drop a like on today's stream, for real. A lot of breakdowns so far. We're only an hour in. Less is more sometimes. 100% it is. And sometimes more can cause you to be just volatile yourself. You know, the more information you have in front of you, you might think at first it's empowering you and giving you extra confirmations to trade more precisely, but in reality a lot of it can be noise, and it'll cause you to either overtrade, undertrade, be hesitant, make mistakes that you wouldn't otherwise make. 20% return on SPY calls, one and done, results posted, time to spend the rest of the morning with my son. Trade safe, everyone. Good job, Eric, setting the tone and leading by example. That right there is exactly what I'm talking about there. Making your plan, trading it, reviewing it, going enjoying the rest of your day. That's it, regardless of being up or down. That's what Eric is about to go do. Good job, Eric. You don't need the credit. You don't need the pat on your back. You don't need all that other crap. You just need to follow your plan, stick to it, follow through, review. Enjoy your freedom, Eric. Let's see a new high of day SPY, Mark said. Possible lead test on Apple. What time frame? Oh, probably should have just guessed. See, that one's tricky because I don't know if you should go from there or from there. But it was a break of structure. That's what makes me want to draw it from here, to be honest with you. Because this is where the structure was. It was like between here and then the supports we had not broken yet. And they broke all of that. So that's like your break of structure. So personally, I would like to grab that fib from there. It might have a little bit more room. But if you do grab it from here, I could totally see why. I might also be liking it that way more because I have extended hours off, so it's easier to see that way. I don't know, that might be a Leland question, I'll be honest with you. I personally see it that way though, just because the break of structure was here. What a nasty drop for Apple though, regardless of fib. Look here too, like, I know I'm on the 5 minutes, so this is all very short-term information dividend, but look at the demand though that was made here. I'm not going to cheat this. I'm going to delete this after because I didn't have that on there. But I just think it's interesting. Like, this is where they lost support. Like, just telling the story of the chart. Like, this is where they lost initial support. Then they lost it here. Then they're over here now. And look where they are. Like, they're perfectly at that. So even if this isn't a fib like you were wanting, or like how we initially looked at, it is still something there. So it's not like it's just reacting to nothing. That looks really clean, though. Look where the levels line up. Just kind of going back over it again. Good looks, though, Dividend's a very, very clean chart. Very powerful, too, because this could be what sets off K staying positive or going back negative. Because remember, XOK just flipped green, which is a great sign for tech bulls. But triple Q's still not out of the fight yet. They're still under their previous day high supply. I'm actually about to post this. Guys, that yellow level is the all-time high on the daily time frame, by the way. By the way, if you hear me say something as an all-time high on the daily, yes, I understand the all-time high is the same on every time frame. I'm not dumb. The reason I say that is because extended hours all-time high is also a thing, which a lot of people don't know, which I personally don't care for. I don't pay attention to extended hours all-time highs. I don't care about that. It is not important. Extended hours all-time highs and all-time lows are not important. Backtest it yourself. Pretty interesting what you'll get. But yeah, interesting to see that like SPY is kind of in bullish control still, while triple Qs are in the previous day high supply, possibly giving us the next direction. So I mean, honestly, guys, all focus needs to be on like Apple and triple Qs right now to see where is everything going. Because if these can push through and reach all-time highs, there's a very good chance SPY is going to try and break out and reach 473.50s, maybe even 475. But give me a thumbs up or an emoji or some sort of reaction to show me you understand the game plan in front of you. Because there's a lot going on. I know I'm covering a lot at the same time. So let me know if you're on the same page as me or not. Oh, a lot of talking. Like I said, not a lot of news today and tomorrow. You have some short-term auction news that's not as important. It's not even on my news feed because it's not important. And then there's like housing data today, tomorrow, and I think there's even some stuff on Thursday for housing, but none of that stuff matters. Again, if you guys want a more detailed breakdown of what news is this week and all kinds of stuff about the market right now, definitely check out the weekly watch list. I think it's number 9 this week. Definitely check that out if you have not already. Thank you, Dividend. Thank you, Zeke. Thank you, David. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Aloha. I don't even call you your name. Thank you, Aloha. Somebody new joining in here. What is he saying? You know, I think because of you actually caught myself saying aloha like in real life, like I was like out here in the real world saying it to somebody. I forgot what the context was. But somebody was talking to me or something, and I think they said like, "Yo, what's up?" Or they didn't say like "Hey" or "Hi" or "What's up." They said "Hi" or "Hey" or "What's up" in a different way, and I forgot what word they used, and it made me think aloha. And so when I said something back, I was like "alo," and I was like, "Oh, yo, what's up?" So I almost said aloha, and then I like switched it halfway through. I was like, "Wait, was he?" It was pretty funny. I know I'm pretty stupid, but it was pretty funny. Alo. Oh, yo, what's up? CLF's still at 9%. I keep looking at that because that's a huge amount up on the day. 9%. CEO at Cleveland Cliffs coming after all those short sellers. Your neighbor's dog is named Aloha. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, I do have confirmation from Champion Vibe. I will have a like private recorded link for any of my members, so if you guys don't join it or don't feel like paying the whatever it is, I don't even know how much it is, then you could just wait, and then I'll give you guys the link after. But that'll only be for members. No, I'm not just giving that out to everybody. I'm gonna I'm gonna give them some respect and not just let that be an open link. That'll be private to like just members of the Discord and YouTube. Damn, I'm kind of excited about that. This is like a really awesome seminar group. I hate being a part of seminars where it's like 10 people in them, and it's like 10, like in 8 of the people are like people you've never heard of or people you have heard of and you know are just dog shit. So it's really nice to be part of a seminar where you actually respect the other people in it, not just doing it for views. And that's kind of a problem with these like seminar things where a bunch of traders on Twitter or Instagram or Discord or YouTube get together, is that they invite way too many people, and then it's like, who the hell are half these people? Like, and then in your head, by seeing people you respect talk with a group of people you don't know, you then think like, oh, these people are valid traders. I know exactly who they are. And then over time, and this doesn't happen to everybody, this is just numbers, this is how my head works, but some people end up in those people's groups or end up talking to them more or focused on them, and then they realize over time, like, wow, you're full of shit. You're not a real trader at all. So that's why I don't like to do that, because people really do just join those seminars and discussions with other traders for views, for attention, for engagement, which is great. I get it. It's a great platform to do it. But at the same time, it also is feeding into the more bullshit people. So I don't like to do it too many times unless I really do believe the people I'm with are either legit or really trying to help people in some way, shape, or form. So that's why I decided to be in this one. It's actually going to be pretty awesome. Which I think you guys will learn a lot too once I get that link out to y'all. But yeah, I will have that out ASAP. It'll be Saturday, so I'll probably not have the link till like next week. But should be good. Yeah, it is probably because of X, the whole U.S. Steel news, the acquisition. Which I'm proud of that. Glad we're going to have one big steel supplier. I have family in town, otherwise I'd be tuning in live. Oh, totally fine, totally fine. And yeah, same. I agree with you, Chuck. I agree. I'm honestly honored that they even, like, added me to their little trio. Like, I honestly have not been in search of talking to other traders. Like, he dug me out of my hole to talk to me. So that's why I have a lot of respect for Champion Vibe. I don't like talking to other traders. I just can't stand people. Not you guys. I'm talking about, like, people who pretend they know what they're talking about. Because I hate people like that. It's like, what? You have no idea what you're talking. Like, and that's another thing. Like, nobody does. That's really the real thing. Like, that's the truth of it all. Nobody really knows what they're talking about. It's about discipline. Like, do you have a system and do you stick to it? And if you don't, then I will instantly see, like, okay, you're not a real trader. You don't take this serious. You don't have a real system in place. You're just throwing money at the market. You know, that's not really trading. That's literally gambling. I could go do that anywhere online. Anybody can go gamble. But what's really trading is when you have something set in place, you stick to it, and not just like worried about the every single result of every single time you take a trade based on your system, but also understanding the awareness of you, what may be going on the underlying of things, you know, what's happening on the inside, what's happening on the outside, and maybe even optimizing the system itself for you, you know, adjusting even. So that's really what's part of the journey. The journey's not, oh, I was gambling, now I'm not. That's my trading journey. That's not a journey. That's not a trading journey. And I'm sorry that you think that is, but it's not. A trading journey would be you actually getting into a system or a strategy that you know about, getting into it, focusing on it for a while, and then working with it. Seriously, like when you get an animal or when you get a girlfriend, do you invest time and energy into those things? Yes, because you care about it. You want it to be in your life longer. So if you want to be in the markets longer, you should probably apply that same logic. Nothing pisses me off more than people. Yeah, people suck. You guys are awesome, but people suck. I mean, you'll see how it is. Sometimes we'll have somebody even join in here for like 5 seconds and they just start ranting. It's like, who are you? Like, everybody wants to make things about themselves, and that's something I'm highly against. I like to be as selfless as possible because it really is a positive thing for yourself and other people around you. Be the light. Be the light for you and your friends. Like, who cares if you get credit or recognition? Who cares if you're looked at as the coolest person in the... Like, who gives a shit? Seriously. Why don't you become the guy who knows what they're talking about? Become that guy. Become that guy. Become the confident person. Become the knowledgeable trader. Become the trader that is so disciplined and stuck to their system, nobody could pry them off of it. Become that trader. Start your journey. But that's a big thing. Like, seriously, if you guys seriously, like, if you ever talk to someone about your trading journey and you sit there and you're like, yeah, I went from like gambling basically to not, like, that's not part of your story. I'm sorry to tell you this. Stop talking about it. You gambling had nothing to do with trading. I don't care even if you think that got you into the introduction of the market. It really didn't. That was just your underlying bad behavior just really showing itself. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. What's up, King Carnage? I'm always happy to see you pop up, man. I was talking about the Titans and Texans game earlier because David Q went, but then I stopped because I didn't want you to hurt me. Having a girlfriend is the same as trading to an... Wait, what? Oh, is the same as tending to an animal. I was like, what? I thought he said having a girlfriend is the same as trading an animal. Morning, Beeg. What's up, Matthew? How you doing, man? I know I had to mute the stream. Oh, shit. Sorry. Hey, it was free advertisement, though. I was like, go follow King Carnage on Twitter. I'm not going to lie. After we lost to the Jets, I was like, wow. There really is like that 50-50 chance that we lose to the fucking Titans. And then they won. Barely. That was the most Texans win ever, though. Just had a busy morning watching Spy now. That's good, that's good. Glad to hear, Matthew. Always glad to have you in here. Glad to hear we got the whole family in here chilling. Hefe, you two mad today? Mad? What am I mad about? Have you heard a single word I've said? What? When was I mad? I really believe you should go back and stream and... Because I'm passionate. I'm passionate about my community and keeping my traders on the right track. If that's me mad, then I'm mad as ever. I'm the maddest son of a bitch in here. I like to keep my people on track. Sorry if you're not used to this. If you're used to being told good job and getting a pat on the back, this isn't the place for you. If you want to learn to trade and grow, you can stay. If you want to get a pat on the back and feel good about yourself, you can go somewhere else. I don't do that shit here. I've learned over time, tough love is the only way. You want to... Yeah, exactly. I want a participation trophy, B. Like, it really is like that. Like, people believe, like, oh, I got to talk to Bueller. Like, I'm not joking. I'm not trying to sound weird. Like, people will get into trading, get into a trading group. They'll talk to the owner of that group, like, once or twice. And they'll count that as, like, an achievement in their life. Like, wow, I got somewhere. I talked to somebody. And that's it. Like, they don't care about if they lost money in the market. They don't even think twice about what system they're trading. And then these people over time let it get to them. They're like, wow, I really didn't learn anything. And then they end up in a group like mine. And then I get a complainer. I get a crybaby. I get somebody who wants to get patted on the back all the time. So, no, I'm not mad. I'm very passionate. I'm beyond passionate. There is no group like this. He went off on me too, VC. Don't worry. No, I just gave you a warning that I'm not going to sit here and give you step 1, step 2. And it's because, again, tough love. We've had a lot of people who either quit or have come from another group and are, like, having to restart, which I get because it's, like, kind of a lot of energy to invest, which a lot of us don't have a lot of. And then they get in here and they're like, Bueller, where do I start? Where do I go? It's like, bro, open your damn eyes, please. Like, look anywhere. So, sorry, Aaron, that you think I was going off on you, but I wasn't. I was giving you direction. You must have also not been listening. This little light of mine. One of you got that song stuck in my head. I'm about to scroll up and see who is the problem. Who started singing that song? It was King Carnage. That's who it was. Yeah, like if me being mad is passion, like whatever. I'm the maddest ever. You're from Houston and a Scorpio. This is getting weird. Why is that weird? Also, who said I was a Scorpio? Uh-oh. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, damn it, get that song out of my head. Did you know the only way to get a song... Well, it's not proven, but it has helped me a little bit. But if you ever have like a song stuck in your head, the only way to get it out of your head is listening to it the whole way through again. Which sounds counterproductive as hell, I know. But if you listen to it from 0 to end, most of the time it helps it get out of your head. The damn thing keeps holding. Of course it is. We have not gotten a break of anything. No way. Sorry, what's going on? I wasn't listening. Oh. Yeah, Eric, that's what it feels like. Like I'm talking in circles. Truth, it's the only way to get it out of your head. And if that doesn't work, listen to it 10 more times. If that doesn't work, listen to a 40-hour loop of that exact same song. Yeah, up 10%, dude. They hit that. They hit the double digit, didn't they? Oh my god. I was like, guys, we're not trading this again. We're gonna wait till it comes down for a retest. If it rips, whatever. I ain't gonna be mad about. I'm not gonna be mad about something rallying more. I'm happy about that. Like Boeing. Like if you called that like calls at one point, it just kept going. Whatever. You were so right. It just kept going. Oh, wrong chart. I think it's this one. Yeah. Which I've been preaching Roku's death for a minute now. We sold puts on this day, or we were in puts here, and then averaged down, and then sold here, and this is what it's done since. It went up again, gave really a good second seller signal, but nothing super crazy yet. Lower open, definitely significant because it opened under the base of everything, so that's significant. And then the dump was insane. It went all the way to that 95 level that I couldn't go to before. It kind of got close to it and then stopped, but it made it to it this time and closed closer to it, whereas this one turned all the way positive again. And then now you have a lower open with another hammer. So it's very interesting. If you say hiccups aren't real when you have them, they go away. I'll have to try that next time. Because I get hiccups like every time I start streaming, I swear. I'm from Houston and Scorpio. Oh, that's why you're saying it's weird. You're saying it's weird because we're the same person. What if I told you my name was Harris Aaron? Wow, X is loving this news. They're getting bought out. That's going to suck, man, when this chart doesn't exist anymore. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this chart's been around a long time. It was around longer than I've been alive. This thing is 4 years older than me. CLF is a lot older, though. It's honestly going to be cool. Seeing our steel under one name for the United States, that'll be pretty cool. If you say losses aren't real, when you take a loss, it cancels it out. Oh my god. When you do the rain dance outside, I swear, your losses will go back to your account, bro. You'll have that capital like you never traded it, I swear. Alright, guys, what do we have? We have a short-term break of structure here, but we are still above today's open. We're in a bit of a gray zone. Because you're kind of at this point where you've broken structure and can make a lower high under the yellow level. You're also at the point of the chart where a higher low could be made and a bounce of from the hold of today's open can happen. So you really are in an area where neither bull or bear looks attractive. You need to see a better piece of selling pressure within this range to retest underneath. You need a better bullish piece of representation to show, hey, we're still holding today's open. Something needs to pop up here. But right now, you're in a gray area where trades are practically worthless. I think Nippon Steel is Chinese. I think so. Because the main reason I only know X and CLF is because there really isn't that many big steel suppliers that are in the United States or produced from the United States. A lot of them really are from other countries, like China. Like, for instance, like you just said, China. China steel is very popular. And I only know about this because of plumbing. When I was in plumbing for almost 6 years, that was a legit thing. Like, it wasn't like to be racist or anything, but U.S. steel in like the 60s and 70s was the greatest steel ever around. Then we slowly started importing a lot more of it, and China was mainly where we got a lot of our steel from. That steel is a lot lower grade than the steel we used to make and make today, and it still is way lower grade. Like in people's houses, people who have really old houses and have water pipes that are made of steel, you'll know that you have American steel or not instantly by looking at it. If there's rust spots all around the outside, it's probably Chinese because, again, lower grade. Over time, it decays. But where I'm getting at with this, they're Japanese. Okay, well, either way. Steel is like a big, massive export for a lot of countries over there, which I'm sure it is for Japan. I didn't know about that one, but that's interesting. But there is a lot of steel export-import from China. Still to this day. Like, everyone thinks, like, oh, we're on bad terms with it. Like, no, we're still paying pretty hefty prices for all these resources. Mexican steel is dirty. Yeah, I'm really not sure on Mexican steel. We used to get material with any, sir. They said, which steel do you want? We will send you any, sir. Gerdau is made in the USA, but owned by foreign companies. Also, you guys should look up videos of the CLF CEO. CLF CEO is hilarious. The Cleveland Cliffs CEO. He hates short sellers. He hates analysts on the stock market. He hates them just like we do. He's hilarious. He's very adamant about his opinion, too. He's very open. I won't say the exact words, but he almost cussed out like a couple different short sellers and analysts on like an earnings call. It was supposed to be like, it was either an earnings call or a legit interview, and he sat there and just roasted everybody. It was the most hilarious thing I think a CEO has ever said. Still potentially holding this gray area that we talked about. Again, looking for either a higher low with the representation of a buyer candle or a lower high rejecting the 471.40 area, that yellow level. Very indecisive here. If it can break 470.90s, you can definitely get that flush to that next level under, as well as maybe even toward previous day close. You have a couple levels before that, of course. I know what Mel's waiting for. Tesla just broke the golden pocket from the breakout to the downside. Great update by Mr. Shadow. Look how much information Shadow put in just a quick sentence. Tesla just broke the golden pocket from the breakout to the downside. Instantly giving you an idea in your head, alright, what's it doing? And you didn't even pull the chart up yet. Nice. I like being a bear, but the tactics big money short sellers use are scum of the earth. Literally. Chinese steel is horrible unless you have an on-site inspector to make sure the hardness and impurities are okay, or else you get spaghetti steel. Shit, even then. Harris Aaron is crazy. I walk in the next room and you were streaming. Harris Aaronception. Spaghetti steel is the isolated quote of the day. The isolated quote of the day. I like that. I like the word choice there. Walmart looking nice today. Believe Daffy covered that on Stock Talk. He did indeed. Mm. 471.10 is where 200 EMA hold. So slightly above today's open. Not gonna lie, I kind of like looking at just one chart. Just switching around when I need to. But it is nice to see what everything else is doing. 15 minute, we saw the 30. Daily still holding fairly well. It kind of did what I said though. I mean, they held above previous day high. And they pretty much did hit that next area. I'm not going to say they hit it perfectly, but they got close. If they're going to slow down, it's going to be right there. So we'll see what happens around there. If they do pop back up or if they do break down. Do they end up closing too far away or lower from it? Because that'd be a good sign for bears. We'll see though. I'm going back to this single chart. It's funny, you really could just use that bigger time frame chart and just focus on that. You know, market open and all that stuff too, but you could really just abuse that bigger time frame chart. But look at that though. So we had resistance, broke out, held that support, made a new high, very bullish. Came down, lost it, rejected from it, made a potential lower high away from it. So we saw resistance turn support, turn potential resistance again around whatever this level is. We should probably just mark this. I'm going to color it yellow, though, or orange, so we know it's different. There we go. I don't like adding levels intraday like that, but that one's pretty obvious. And they're clearly jump roping it. Still seeing a lot of good updates in Discord as well as YouTube. Good stuff, Eric. Already posting your trade review as well as username. This is an amazing opportunity to talk about this. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Leading by example. You know, going over why you won, why you lost. Well, one, break down what happened. Like, give us a review of what we're looking at. Give us some context. It's really nice to get that. And then break down the reasoning behind your entry and exit. You know, you don't need to sit here and go, I was hoping to do this. I wanted to do that. If you type any of those words, you're already not typing the shit right. Stop hoping, stop dreaming. It's not about that. Focus on what you actually did and focus on why you did it. That's what you should be focused on. Took an early entry on SPY calls, having below today's open as my stop. Calls never hit below open and use fibs to stay in. Looks like I sold at the right time too when I noticed 471.83 was not breaking. Could have stayed in if I wanted to see if the new higher low was going to be made, but didn't want to chance my gains. Very nice return. Very nice reasoning. Same thing for usernames here. I mean, he's on Netflix, not the same exact thing, but you get a lot of really good information in this post. You know, he goes over his setup. What was he looking for? He goes over his entry, talks a little bit about it, gives us more context. Exit gives us more context, talks about it, as well as just extra notes. You know, it's kind of good to add extra things on top of your trade, like, oh, this is what I felt. This is what I might feel this time if I did that, or if I did that, blah, blah, blah. Just talking about literally anything you can think of. Overall, a very uneventful trade, not sweaty at all. This was an effortless trade, which, if you guys remember from my course, that's what they should feel like. This is what a trade should feel like. It should feel effortless, like it was just given to you. And it's because not only do you understand what you're going for, you've now taken as many reps as you can to where you actually are comfortable again. It's not just like you're trying anymore. You're really just reacting to doing the same thing over and over again finally, which again, you can only get to once you've taken so many reps. I had a certain amount I was willing to lose on the trade and it didn't get tested. On setting the amount I can lose on a trade, I assume I've lost that as soon as I decide to enter. That way I don't have any bad feelings if I get stopped out. It was a planned loss that was acceptable to me, so it's just part of the deal. Love the foundation I've gotten from the BB system. Missed entry, late entry. And see, I like this. This is something not a lot of people do too, that username is great at, is being realistic. That's what this is right here. Like, most people would just type, oh, this is where I entered, this is where I exited. But he goes over here and says, this is where I hesitated. This is where I ended up getting in because I didn't want to just chase here. I wanted to see something else pop up. And this is where I exited. So he ends up giving you everything. Instead of just, you know, oh, this is how good I look. No, he goes over, well, look, I hesitated, and then I got in. But I didn't just randomly enter again. I got in because I saw this pop up. Breaking that down very well. And again, Eric and username leading by example. That's what I like to see. How is everyone today? Did you guys take any trades? Did you guys chill? Did you guys take the advice from the game plan this morning and just kind of relax and focus on the right levels? And maybe you haven't taken a trade yet because we haven't really gotten much. There was a nice small move to the upside with decent reasoning. The only thing on this chart that I liked today was the fact that we pushed up and then continued to hold today's open with higher lows as well as a touch of it. So that was really nice for buying pressure continuation. Anything beyond that, we have really not seen much. You didn't really get a nice retest under this yet. You just have a loss of that level and the potential loss of today's open, which if this is lost, you could get a fast pullback. So keep that in mind. But how is everyone today? Have you guys enjoyed the game plan today? Enjoyed some of the updates? Enjoyed some of the breakdowns, conversations, all that good stuff? Aaron, I actually went over this in my Discord, so it's kind of hard for me to like make this fair, but I am bullish on it. There's a lot of nice consolidation. I've been posting it for a couple weeks now because it had a really good first kind of touch of really big historical demand, which is an area where a lot of buyers are sitting, essentially. And they've made a couple of new lows, but then they built some really nice higher lows, a lot of basing, there's a lot of consolidation, and it's really ugly. And that's what I like about it, the fact that it's ugly and building base, because this is what a buyer would want to see. So I actually like it a lot. And a lot of guys in my lifetime have been seeing me post about Neo for a bit. And a couple people in there have been posting Baba. I know Sandollar username Noxta. A couple people have mentioned Baba. I've gone over Neo a lot personally because I like Neo a lot more as a company. But either way, I like those a lot. The only real risk when you're trading those charts is the fact that it's China. It just kind of sucks. It's involved with the whole, like, you know, China drama. So that sucks. But besides that, though, the chart itself looks amazing. Neo and Baba and all that, they have really nice building of the base underneath, which is what a bull needs to move higher. They don't just have a random pop-up and keep going. They're going to eventually need basing. So that's a great thing that both of those charts have a lot of. So definitely nice to look for some nice pop-up moves here and there. Speaking of pop-up moves, you guys can see SPY buyers are trying back at that 471.40 level. That's that level that we had as resistance, then turn support, turn resistance again. So we're really just jump roping this level a lot today, which was kind of expected. Did some paint and flooring at home, and the paint dried faster than SPY. Wow, Mel. Did you actually start painting your house, or was that just a feed into the joke? I was going to ask what color. I like how SPY is holding 471.14 around open. It was a key area with a lot of candle open close in the 5-minute. Was also where the beginning of the initial push higher started from. Look at Zeke. Not just breaking down. This level is important. Nope, breaking down exactly why. Good job, Zeke. Now you truly understand why it is important, and you won't forget it. So X won't be a ticker anymore. Will Elon jump on the opportunity for Twitter as the ticker X? Probably. Oh, Mel wasn't kidding. He really did actually start painting his house. He'll send a pic. Awesome. I thought you were just feeding into your joke, but there actually was some painting of the house being done. I feel like Mel chose some really warm colors, but let's see what he did. I'm feeling orange, red, yellow vibes. Buyers are still in control. This low light of mine. Alright, let's watch it together. If I watch it, y'all have to watch it with me. Oh, it looks nice. That's real wood on the floor. This isn't that bullshit you put together, right? No, it's not. That's real wood. Damn, Mel. Okay, giving us the whole detail. Going into the next room. Okay. That's that kind of towel you bust your ass on, by the way. Ooh. Oh, it is the plank together stuff, but it's real, I could tell. That's what I was talking about. That stuff's like revolutionary now because it's a lot cheaper to put in because it's not like impossible. But it can be a pain in the ass if you find a guy who doesn't know what they're doing. Beautiful, Mel. That looks awesome. Good for you, man. You should put under one of the... You should write on the bottom of one of the wooden floors, put SPX paid for this, and then let him install it. Therefore, you know that you're always walking on SPX gains. That would be cool. Nice. Oh, my bad. I was reading Zeke's thing and then I was looking. Was Key early this morning? Okay, showing it again. Okay. Nice. Is this normal VWAP you have in your chart, Zeke, or is this a like a weighted? I know VWAP is already weighted. I'm meaning, is there another like added variable or parameter like weight on top of this? If not, it's okay. I'm genuinely just curious. Not that I know of. Believe it's just normal VWAP. Okay, I was wondering. I saw it said standard deviation, and then it had all the breakdown with 1, 2, 3. I didn't know how the data is plotted, like what the numbers look like. So I was just curious, but okay, that makes sense. Because yeah, it's just an intraday indicator, so that's why I was wondering. It looks nice though on your chart. It looks really easy to look at. Like it's not noise. It's comfortable looking. It's good. We like light everything. Spy 15-minute candle looking nice here. About to close. Good call out, Zeke. That's a good recovery candle too. But this is the 15-minute candle he was speaking about. I like that candle a lot. It's not just nice because it's a big green candle. It's nice because it's retaking a good level, pushing back over it, and then also we have information that we are potentially holding again. Remember the two scenarios here where we either get a lower high and they slowly break this down, or they were to come down, hold this still, and then whatever amount of time goes by, try to build back out of this and actually try to break something new. And that seems to be like the scenario we're getting right now. But we don't know yet because we haven't popped this level. We're just up to it. Good updates though, Zeke. You are right on it with the storytelling of the chart today. As you have been for a few weeks now since you've been here more. You've been doing great. You are right on it. Good job, React, with the Fibonacci retracement on Tesla. He said Tesla fiber. Good looks, good looks, good looks. Yeah, you can't wear socks. Yes, Aaron Harris, you knew exactly where I was going with that. It's like one of those floors that you F around and find out with, like you want to go slide on it, but then you bust your ass. Yeah, those suck. Really nice floors though, because those tiles will literally never break. You have to hit them with a hammer. Yeah, I remove it when we aren't near it too. Oh, okay, nice. Cool. Just to kind of keep all the noise out of the way. I like that, because it'll sometimes put in your head like, hey, this could retrace anytime, it's really far. It's like, yeah, it could also just keep going. Good stuff though, Zeke. I'm glad to see you keep in control of yourself. 472 hit, everybody. We did it. We hit 472. Towards 466.90s, 460.85, and more. We have not gotten any triggers for bears this today. We've gotten a trigger for a potential slowdown. We had a scary moment where it looked like they were going to lose support, but nothing was ever given to us to be bearish. It's kind of like the daily time frame in the grand scheme of things. Now, you find some bears pop up, you see slowdowns, but you have yet to see a break of structure. You have yet to see them truly take control. Bulls are still in full control. And it only took, what? A couple hours? Almost 2 hours? An hour 45? New high of day. Good call out, Zeke. Does everyone here understand the game plan, though? Like, everybody understood everything up to this point? I don't want anybody being lost or left behind. Also, I hope you guys aren't feeling like tension, like you need to be a part of every single time a game plan works. Like, no, you don't. A game plan isn't meant to trade every single time. If something happens and it does follow your game plan, but you're not really feeling it or it's not a really good part of the day for you, then don't trade it. Just follow it. How did it do? Update it. You know, even just doing updates is a good way of keeping yourself out of the trade, but still feeling like you're learning or part of the movement of the chart. Right? You can update. You could say, oh, it's breaking this. Oh, it hit this. Oh, here's the invalidation point we talked about. It's holding a higher low above it. You know, just making those small comments are going to help you with storytelling. And that's really a couple things I talk about in the course. The new course is storytelling. Like, really being able to tell what happened from open to right now, or from wherever at one point of the chart to where you currently are. And that alone gives you powerful advantage over a lot of people and a lot of money, because you're able to get context. It's really all you're doing. You're getting context of what the chart has done up to that point. And then it gives you kind of a better interpretation of where it may be headed next. Not really giving you the answer, but it gives you another thing to stack on top of your probability. You're already looking at patterns of positioning, you're looking at levels, how to navigate them, and then you have the context of the chart in front of you as well. That's three things working in your favor. Hopefully that made sense. I don't even know if what I just said was English, but it made sense to me. Just getting that content. It's it's really like real storytelling. Like, if I was to start telling you a story, and then there's a point A, a point B, and a point C in the story, right? And I start at point B, you're not going to understand some of this stuff, but you'll probably get a good gist of it because you've heard about 66% of the story, right? But let's say I started on point C. I'm starting at the very end. You're missing literally 2/3 of the context in the story. So you can see where your probability starts screwing you a little bit. That's kind of the point of the trade, or the point of the story you don't want to be a part of. Vice versa. If you end up getting 2/3 of the story or 3/3 of it, well, that's great. Be part of that trade. Be part of that context. Be part of that potential idea that you were going over. Or mental rep it. If you're really still not feeling it, just mental reps. Do that until you are comfortable. Do that until you do have confidence. Do that until you do have the knowledge to empower yourself to push yourself into these trades. And guys, we are approaching almost 2 hours on today's stream. I do need to head out, actually. But the game plan for the rest of today, at least from where we are right now, is to see, do they continue holding this bullish control? There is a possible chance they come back down and try to hold this as support since they didn't do it yet. So if that happens, cool. But if you end up getting continuation here, look for a continued push over 472 towards the previous day high. That is that supply. Or I'm sorry, 2 day ago supply. Jesus. 2 day ago supply. So here's your previous day. I don't know why that marked like that. But you're looking to see if they do keep this up, do they make it to here? If not, then try to stay away from taking a trade unless you see a true break of 470.99, because that is really your biggest bearish trade. And this is already your biggest bullish trade. So a lot of your better opportunities are already being had or aren't looking as amazing because you're leading into lunchtime as you approach the better part. So don't take it too crazy. But thank you guys again. I will see you guys later on. Thank you guys for being here. Every single one of you. I genuinely, I wish I could read out every single one of your names because you are all amazing. You're all doing great. And I love to see a lot of you guys still sticking around despite, you know, the pressure. I try to keep it on you because I don't want to see all of you fail. I don't want to see anybody in here fall or fail to stupid mistakes. You know, I'm cool with you guys having proper mistakes and dealing with that. That struggle is always going to happen. That's something we just have to get over. And we're going to do that through process. But another thing that kind of messes with people, though, is what I just said, kind of repeat stupid mistakes. You know, we're not here to gamble. If I see you gambling, you're going to hear it. If you're going to make a stupid mistake because of something that just... If I see you in your trade review say, I want or hope, I'm going to get onto you. It's just simple as that. Because I can clearly see you're not here for the risk of things. You're only thinking about the gambling aspect of things. You're sitting here talking about hopes and dreams. Like, bro, relax. It's a trade review. Go over the trade. So try not to do that. But guys, seriously, thank you all. And Aaron, I think it was just you. I don't know why you're cutting in and out. You might have to reload it and see. But sorry if it was lagging for you. I'm not quite sure. Probably server issues. But yeah, everyone have a great day. Tune into the Discord. There's still a lot of amazing people who are going to be in there dropping amazing updates. A lot of really cool people in here. I have a lot of really awesome leaders that I call my friends. A lot of these guys are really cool. So yeah, tune in here. We got a trade floor. You got results and review where you can post your entries, exits, your reviews of everything. We have a polls channel. Let us know how you're doing just in general. We have a post charts channel if you want to post something beforehand or something just kind of it's on your mind and you want to get it out there. That's what it's here for. Be my guest. But guys, I will see you later on. Thank you again for all of your hard work, all of your leadership. I've seen a lot of people help pick other traders up within the Discord, and that honestly makes my day more than anything. I'd rather see you help 10 people than, you know, get $1 billion. That just wouldn't make sense. So I hope to see you guys all kick ass continuously. I hope to see you guys sticking to the game plan. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Discord and DMs or on Twitter, and I'll see you guys later on.